It is time, it is time, it is time to see Indiana Jones. Oh, yes, I am very... Indiana Jones and Avowed. Hellblade, a little less excited for. You know, we've seen quite a bit of Hellblade. We've seen quite a bit of Hellblade. So a little bit less excited for that one. When it gets closer to the Hellblade release date, I'll be excited. You know what I'm saying? Assuming it's... I think that game is coming early this year, as in within a couple months. Oh, wait, no. Did they say Hellblade 2? When did they say? They might have said... No, wait. Am I getting my games mixed up? They might have said Hellblade 2 end of the year. Because Stalker 2 was supposed to be exclusive beginning of the year, wasn't it? And then they delayed that. So they have Avowed. No, it was Avowed second half of the year. So Hellblade 2 very easily could be coming pretty soon. Hello, Holy. I'm not saying that for the sake of YouTube. Hope you understand. I'm just going to say Holy. Jonas, thank you as always for being here. I very greatly appreciate that as well. I'm going to turn myself a little bit louder there. Hopefully that's good. Hopefully I sound a-okay. I'm going to take a listen. Yeah, hopefully that's good. I think that'll sound good. And then we do have the stream coming up. Let's go ahead and switch to the gameplay screen right here, and we'll get we need to move just 1 second here. We need to move this. What did I just do? We need to move this. There we go. Hey, look at me. Hey, how's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the stream. Now, if I could just make this bigger, that would be absolutely fantastic. But of course, Streamlabs is never going to want to work for me. It never does. Oh, I could do that. I could hide myself again. Anyway, hello, welcome everybody. Thank you all for being here at this event. These are always some of the most fun moments that we get. Is live chat working? It is. Sips, welcome to the stream. Can I make myself just a little bit bigger, please? Nope, that is not how you do that. Just a little. I just want to be a wee. There we go. Just a wee bit larger. Just make myself presentable. Anyway, yes. Do you guys... Here's my first big question for everybody. We do have 15 minutes until the show starts. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to get a new tab. And then we're going to get a little bit of background music to listen to. So it's not just me blabbering on in silence. Let's say... Always a good choice. Always a good choice, in my opinion. There we go, and let me know how that sounds compared to my voice. Hopefully, if it decides that it wants to load, that would be good. Yes. So, do you all... This is my first question for everybody. My first major question for everybody is... Music can be a little lower. All right, that's good to know. Good to know. We'll turn that down about there. So, I should probably also... I'm always terrible at this. Let's just copy this over. Send it out to Twitter. Let everybody know that we are live. Thank you all. Jenkins, how is it going? Hello, citizen. Greetings, citizen. I love it. I love it. Yeah, do any of you think that we will be getting a surprise game drop? I'm going to turn the music down a little bit. It looks a bit loud to me, but a surprise drop at all. Because I've heard that supposedly there is going to be a 5th game. No shadow drops this year, unfortunately. No shadow drops. I know because they did it with Hi-Fi Rush that everybody was just jumping on to the possibility of it happening once again. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. So, no shadow drops. We can't expect one every single year. And honestly, I'm glad that they're not doing it this year. It might be the unpopular opinion, because I know it was really cool when they did do it, but it makes the fact that they did it very, very special. Holly! Hello! Thanks for stopping by. Also, everybody, anyone who is here, this is a good time while Holly is here so that she can be evidence that I did this. Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, do a weekly podcast on the Red Wolf Renegade podcast. Holly, if you're here, you can feel free to drop a link. It might not work because the restrictions might be tight, so I'll announce when it goes through. But if you want to share a link to that channel, feel free to. Every Tuesday, 6 p.m., we have a more unfiltered look at at the gaming industry, but it's filled with some very passionate people, Holly being one of them. Jonas, I know we want to get you on as well another time. I say we. It's you know, not my show, so, but it's been, we want to get you on collectively. So that's super cool. Thank you, Jonas. Jonas has permission to. I would argue that Red Wolf's opinion being his channel also is a bit important there. Anyway, you can check that out if you are interested every week. But I will say, I saw Jenkins say Psychonauts 2. Heard that there's a surprise game from the Psychonauts devs, from the Psychonauts 2 already came out, from the Psychonauts devs. That would be cool. What are the Psychonauts developer? What are those guys working on? Let's take a look at that 1 second here. They're Double Fine. Oh, yes, Double Fine, Double Fine. I have heard similar things from Double Fine about Double Fine as well. I'm not... Anybody here a big Double Fine fan? I can't say... Nothing against the studio, it's just I have not played a lot of their games. So, like Grim Fandango, Brutal Legend I haven't played, and their big one is obviously Psychonauts, which I also haven't played. And it genuinely is not anything against them or the studio, I haven't. Grim Fandango is something that I've wanted to try. It's interesting that this is... Oh, because it's the 25th anniversary. Duh, in the gigantic bold text. That's also Lucasfilm? I wonder if that's how Machine Games... No, because Indiana Jones was announced in 2021. The Microsoft... It would have been starting production... I guess 2021, that would leave about 2, 3, 4, that's about 3 years of development, so maybe 2020, which is when the acquisition talks might have been in sync, trying to piece together when Lucasfilm might have partnered. If Double Fine, that obviously Microsoft, then Lucasfilm is coming this year. Alright, then if their next project is coming this year, then that would make absolute sense. I wonder if it actually has something to do with... Since they are celebrating their Grim Fandango 25th anniversary, if maybe they're doing a remake of it, or a remaster of it even, that would, I guess, would be pretty cool. And it would bring someone like me to go experience that game. Not that I wouldn't try it otherwise, but... And it's also interesting that it's Lucasfilm and now we have Indiana Jones. What's everybody most excited for, though? That's my first question. Anyone who hasn't shared, and Jonas, if you guys want to check out the Red Wolf Renegade podcast, you could do so. Jonas, thank you for sharing that link out there. But what is everybody most... For me, I'm very torn between Avowed and Indiana Jones, but I absolutely love Indiana Jones, so I have to go with them. I love Obsidian. But Indiana Jones, hands down, is the studio that I'm most excited for to see. Let's just... They're shadow dropping GTA 7 and Elder Scrolls 9. Could you imagine? Indiana Jones for you. Baboons, hey, what's poppin'? A lot is pop, or a lot soon to be poppin'. Not popcorn, unfortunately. I don't have any of that. All I got is some boring tea. I say boring tea, but we have sips of tea watching, so I shouldn't say that. And also, I drink it every stream, so it's not boring to me. What's poppin'? Soon, the entire Xbox community is going to be poppin' when Microsoft, who's been very clear that they're not shadow dropping anything, and they've been very clear that this is the showcase, and they might have one other surprise, which that's only a rumor, I'm pretty sure. Because if it's a surprise, they wouldn't announce it, so it's definitively a rumor. The Xbox community is going to be popping. What I would love... I would want to see what the reaction would be if Microsoft turns around during this showcase, or Xbox turns around. They're like, yeah, and we have this game coming to PlayStation, and this game coming to Switch, and Hi-Fi Rush is going to Switch, and this game's going to PlayStation, and this game's doing that on all these other third-party platforms. Ooh! Community would be in flames! I don't know if anybody has a strong opinion that's watching on that whole matter. I, on Twitter... Shout out, Holy says Indiana Jones. Nice. Makes sense to me. This channel is mostly Bethesda related, right? So, which I do have a video that's coming out on, I think I'll release it Sunday. It's already recorded, it's already edited. It's just a matter of when I want it to go live. That's sort of addressing, hey, here's the channel, and that, like, expected, I say expected, it's not by anybody, but... that 2024, here's how we're doing video. That might come out Sunday, but, you know, as you can see, as a little spoiler, there hasn't been too much Bethesda content on the channel as of late. There's been a lot of other games, but not Bethesda, so do with that what you will. Indiana Sips, I have no idea what's coming out. Well, I saw on the Red Wolf Renegade podcast, we were making jokes about this game, Turnip Boy Robs a Bank. And that game either released today or is releasing very, very soon. But it actually got very good reviews. And I feel a little bit bad for teasing that game, honestly. I was doing it jokingly. It's not like my type of game, I don't think. Maybe it is. I don't know. I should probably give it an honest try because it is on Game Pass. But came out to very good reviews. So Turnip Boy Robs a Bank is coming out, Sips. But yeah, these titles that are here are the main Xbox headline titles for 2024, which honestly, between Hellblade, like, between those three, Avowed, Hellblade, Indiana Jones, you have a stacked lineup. Aura looks really, really cool. I will try to comprehend Aura as much as I can. I say that I love Civilization, but I understand that a lot of people don't like that type of game. It's turn-based strategy, but it's like, is it technically grand strategy? Civ? Does it fall into the grand strategy genre? I'm not sure. So yeah, look, Turnip Boy Robs a Bank. Gotta look it up. Holy, you saw that game too? There you go. Shift, hey, how's it going? Thank you for stopping by, Joey. Yeah, it's a whole franchise. I did not realize, we were poking fun at that game, and I feel bad. Not only is it apparently really good, or pretty fun, but I don't know if it's where on the scale it is. I saw positive reviews for it. I don't know if they were exceptionally overwhelmingly positive, or if they were... You know, it's a good game. Go check it out. But What I will say is, let me just give a little refresh here. What I will say is, it's not only apparently a good game, but it's a sequel too, which I think is really, really cool. So anyway, Turnip Boy commits tax evasion, and Turnip Boy robs a bank. They're not here though. Those games are not here. Anyway, I have no idea what I was talking about. It's my ADD brain. Just can never remember anything. I speak too quickly is also the problem. So, no, yeah, so those games alone, Xbox is set up for a stellar lineup. Our I Love Civilization, I don't know if it technically falls under that grand strategy. But I am wondering if the mystery game, Double Fine would be much cooler, and honestly, if their mystery game is Elder Scrolls Castles, is it called? I should know. I have it on my phone. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, actually. Elder Scrolls Castles. Yeah, I've played Elder Scrolls Castles. I'm sorry if I'm not supposed to say that. But it's out now for pre-registration. I just got to the early access part of it. Lo and behold, I just completely broke NDA. That I forgot about, because it's been out for a long time. Anyway, so Damarco, my Spider-Mac, how's it going? Thank you for stopping by. How's it going? And it's out now. Yeah, that's why I'm saying Elder Scrolls Castle. Gears of War as a surprise. Gears of War Collection. They are working. Was there recent reports? I know, Spider. I know, Mac. I do know. I know. How's it going, Mac? I'm happy to have you here. Spieler, welcome. The chat's popping off. I love it. I love it. I love seeing so many of you here. I've been replaying through the Outer Worlds recently, and the writing is so good. Spieler, I just started it again because I was capturing footage for two of my recent videos. Well, I used it in the one video on Avowed. And Obsidian, let me just tell, I understand the reason, and we have premieres in 60 seconds, by the way, which is super exciting. I understand the reason why people were not super wild about the Outer Worlds. Like, I totally get the complaints, and I think Obsidian does too. But what I will say is that provides very, very clear... I'm going to turn down the music here as we get very close to the actual start of this. But I just have to say that Obsidian's writing is top-notch, and it provides very clear direction with what they need to do. Something Gears of War. Yeah, I was going to say, Gears of War, was it recently rumored that was actually, like, Gears, the collection, was actually not doing that well? I saw a headline about the Gears collection recently. That was strictly rumors talk, right? Because nothing official, as far as I know, has been confirmed or denied about it. So I would love to see Gears. We were just talking about Gears as well, that I've never played through the Gears of War games. It's on my to-do list along with Avatar, along with Dragon's Dogma 1, along with Alan Wake 1 and Alan Wake 2, along with finishing Starfield, along with many other games. So oh my god, it just keeps adding. And I asked for comfort, like, what is everyone's comfort games the other day, and there were some suggestions that were thrown there. I'm not playing Valheim. I'm sorry. I do not like Valheim. Baboons, my order of prediction is going to be Hellblade. They're going to open with Hellblade. Then they're going to do Aura. Then it's going to be Avowed. Then the gameplay reveal of Machine Games. Because, listen, even with Avowed, we already have the gameplay trailer. The big reveal. And they know this. Alright, there we go. The big reveal is, and let me know how the volume sounds in relation to me, but the big reveal is what Machine Games and Indiana Jones, right? And I would not be surprised if Indiana Jones is actually what Microsoft internally would consider as the biggest release of this year, especially because it's a licensed franchise. And that is one of the big reasons, right? How often do people get to work with Lucasfilm? Not too frequently. I mean, you have, for example, like Disney gave... Was it Disney or was it... It was Disney, right? It wasn't before Disney's time? I'm getting my time things mixed up, but that gave exclusive rights to EA to make the Star Wars games. I know that's expired now. I know that deal is done, but, you know, it's not often you get to work with such a major IP like Indiana Jones. So, let's get started. Woo! So let's see if my predictions are right. I said start with Hellblade 2. Start with a sizzle reel. Of the teams. And I really want to see Indiana Jones done direct from the devs exactly like that, right? That is what the Starfield Direct was. And it seems like Microsoft is really embracing that formula. So I'm excited about that. Because I loved how the Starfield Direct was done. They said 4. So obviously if they have a surprise, they'd keep it under wraps. But they said 4 so far. Like, this is cool. This is cool. Seeing the... That's cool. Seeing the exact... Oh, I have that same controller. I gotta have... It is an Xbox showcase. Anybody who's watching now knows I am console agnostic. I make jokes about, you know, PC being the best. There was Todd. Well, he's gonna be talking about Indiana Jones, isn't he? King, thanks for stopping by. It is Todd executive producing, so he's gonna be the one to talk about it slightly. Honestly, I was thinking maybe like the studio heads of Machine Games was going to be the one. And I am already wrong. They're starting with Avowed. Oh, well. It is what it is. This is one out of my 2 most anticipated games, so I'm going to pop it, lock it, tune in. Let me know about the volume.
Share with you our upcoming fantasy action RPG, Avowed. Avowed is an adventure into the heart of the living lands, a frontier at the edge of the known world, where you must put a stop to a mysterious spiritual plague and discover a secret at the heart of
They changed that. They changed the visuals.
At Obsidian, we love creating worlds with deep themes, dynamic gameplay, and thoughtful reactivity. And Avowed is no different.
That was better, right? I need to see the side by side, but that was better.
Players a world and experience like no other. It's colorful, it's vibrant, it's strange. It's one of the most incredible.
And notice how they're
settings in the
showing
world
much
they are.
darker environments
There's
too.
gonna be a
Like
lot of
everything
great
is a bit
secrets to
darker.
discover, one of which has a really personal connection to you as the player character, and you're gonna have a great time getting to know those secrets and leaving your mark on the world. And when it comes to encounters, our combat brings the best of the moment-to-moment fun that comes with
Okay, they got a parry
action-oriented
system.
gameplay and
Dodging.
the depth and breadth of choice that you get with an RPG. Here to talk more about Avowed's combat is Gabriel Paramo, gameplay director.
Here at Obsidian, our team's overarching goal is to empower you with choice. So we developed a flexible combat system that allows you to quickly swap from spellcasting and sharpshooting to melee combat.
Nice! Elder Scrolls. Take a hint.
Your loadout to fit the way you want to play from moment to moment, uninterrupted. For all battles, you can combine a variety of weapons, attacks, and abilities for tactical advantages against a wide range of enemy
Nice!
types.
Charging wands.
It's not just hacking and slashing. You're making real-time decisions about when to use your abilities, powerful melee attacks, blocks, parries, and special attacks. If you choose to approach combat with a one-handed wand, it feels quick and snappy when dealing damage to enemies at mid-range. Using the Tengu
Hey, there's
ability,
companion.
you can stop enemies in their tracks, giving you the opportunity to focus on weaker or tougher combatants in an intentional and controlled manner. It's important to pay attention to the types
That's
of enemies you're
awesome.
dealing
That's
with.
cool.
Some units
I
are
love that you
extremely
could just
defensive,
instantly cast a
some
spell
are
and then,
brutally
because
difficult,
Elder Scrolls
and
doesn't
others
do
you
that,
just make
and
sure
it's
you
so
prioritize,
frustrating.
Or their healing capabilities will put you in a tough spot. To help with the different encounters you will face,
And
we
that's
provide
good for
customizable
difficulty.
loadouts that can be quickly switched
That's
during
good for
combat.
difficulty.
That means you can play however you want. Equip a sword and shield and charge into battle. Dual-wield pistols
And
control the
abilities.
encounter
That's,
mid-range.
again,
Or
Elder
even
Scrolls.
dual-wield wands to feel like a gunslinging mage.
That looks
You could
epic.
use your
That's
enchanted
fun.
wand to freeze enemies, and then use your offhand weapon's power attack to shatter them. We've worked hard to keep you constantly engaged
block
as battles unfold by creating a balance
while you're
between
dual wielding
pressure and manageability during combat.
Players will have ample choices for how to build and progress their envoy in the world of the Living Lands as they get to know the game and the story and explore the many diverse regions. Some quests in Avowed will have you make difficult decisions with profound consequences, like this side quest you may encounter in Shatterscarp, the third region you'll explore on your journey through the Living Lands.
Right, because it's segmented again.
You come across the bodies of these fallen soldiers, and as you explore the remains of the battle, it's up to you to determine who, if anyone, is at fault.
Just the 4 of us. Manu, Kiri, Naoki, and me. Training under Captain Ruiki. Trying to keep Thirdborn safe.
In other words, you're a gang of vigilantes.
That looks a lot better than the other guy, than this guy.
Take my badge. Take everyone's.
But they both look good.
Our families deserve to know we fought and died for them.
Making the right
I like
choice isn't always what it seems.
the lip sync looks really good
embrace moral
to me.
nuance and gray areas, trusting players to make tough decisions in complicated situations.
My squad and I rested in the cave by the water last night, and as we
Look
were
at the
sleeping, we
shadow.
were
You can
ambushed by
see the
those miserable
strands of
Zords.
hair on his face.
I
That's
was so
beautiful.
surprised, and
Or like the
was so
shadows
dark.
as he
I just got
turns in
separated
real
from
time
everyone else.
changing from the belt buckles across
I can't face those monsters alone.
his jerkin.
But I have to know if anyone else made it out. Of course he did. Sergeant Asui never has a thought.
They didn't show the dialogue.
So what did he tell you? That Captain Ruiki was sick? That I was paranoid? That I was a dumb baby? I heard it all often and loudly. Wait, if you found Sergeant Asui, why is he not here with you? What happened?
At the end of the quest,
Oh, there it is.
you have a choice. When you confront Private Naoki, if you believe the story he's told you, you can hand over the badges and let him go back home.
You're right. Real battle isn't something you can prepare for,
Gambison,
is it?
sorry, jerkin is
It's
different.
not my fault. No, they
You're right.
should have never have camped in the cave. I'll take the badges. I'm going back to Thirdborn.
But if you confront him, if you believe that he fled the site of the battle as an act of cowardice, then he might challenge you to a fight to reclaim his honor. Either way, when you return to town, you'll see the consequences of your actions and the choices you made during this quest. Creating an immersive experience like Avowed is
Okay, that's cool. I like that their
Art director Matt
emphasis
Hansen and the
on
team
after
have
the
worked to
quest is
create
done
a
that there
unique,
is still something that
colorful,
happened.
and dynamic visual style.
From the
Which
outset,
speaks
we
to
knew that we
Tim
wanted
Kane's
Avowed
philosophy
setting
as well.
to feel
That's
rich,
I've been watching a lot of his
weird,
videos.
and wonderful. We found inspiration in a wide swath of real-world
That's
cultures,
epic. I like the
helping
scale
us
of
create a
everything too,
unique RPG experience.
which Elder Scrolls
By
Skyrim captured a
contrasting
bit
the
better,
vibrant
but
with the dull or verdant spaces with sickly ones, we can better deliver complex emotional experiences for our players.
pointing out all the
Living
areas.
Lands
That's
is a
good.
continent of untamed valleys with widely varied biomes, from luxuriant forests to volcanic wastes. And each of those
There you go, there's your
regions
dark.
itself is
Everyone
a
who wanted it to be
confluence of
darker.
Storied landscapes. All of the regions have a lot of special things associated with them, but I have a deep place in my heart for Shatterscarp. As you're wandering the wastes of Shatterscarp, you might notice off in the distance
Cole.
a vibrant jewel of color. By transitioning from destitute, muted tones
That
of
is
a wasteland
really
sand
good.
and marching in towards
That
a
looks
beautiful oasis,
really good.
there's the opportunity there
And this
for
is a
life,
compressed
for
stream of
adventure,
it.
and even a little danger.
Damn, I love that
Hope you
desert.
enjoyed
That
this
looks
look at
awesome.
Avowed. We're thrilled to share more about the game in the coming months, and we can't wait for you to explore the Living Lands when Avowed launches this fall.
I want a little bit more combat. Yes, give me more combat stuff. So they have the same dodge that was in the Outer Worlds. I think, Jonas, the combat maybe looks a little bit clunky because they do have almost this stutter when they hit enemies, like it like and then finishes. But that's probably them trying to get the feeling of impact, like you're ripping through. That is sick art. Whoever made that, can you do my channel art, please? Fall 2024. Ah, damn. Fall 2024. We got a window. I was hoping. That logo slaps. That logo is fire. I was hoping we'd get, like, here is the release date, but I don't actually mind when they give release windows because it provides some level of flexibility, and I'd rather not see the game get delayed. But I was anticipating, that was the whole time I was thinking,
Hi, I'm Don
release date,
Matthews,
release date,
studio
release
head
date for
here
all
at
this
Ninja
stuff.
Theory in Cambridge, UK.
This has to be
We're now in
soon.
the final months of development on Senua's Saga Hellblade
Final
2,
months.
and the team is working hard to bring you
Any
an
Hellblade fans?
unforgettable journey into Senua's
I streamed
unique
it. I
world
streamed the whole
and her
game.
battle for survival, where we have once again combined high fidelity and immersive presentation with a shorter, narrative-led experience that focuses on the things that we really care about.
Good.
And that we hope you care about too.
I'm glad that Xbox is still supporting the narrative stuff, because I love it. My favorite games are the narrative-driven ones.
Senua is back with a new quest. She wants to stop the Vikings who raided her village right at their source, in Iceland. But not just her quest has changed. Senua herself has grown
love it,
since the
Jonas.
first Hellblade. She's made peace with her past and is no longer in such fear of her visions and voices. While the Furies are still her constant companions, she encounters new people along the way, some of which will value
Dude, that
her new perspective, and others who will reject
how
it.
is this even possible in a
middle.
game?
This settlement became my tribe.
In the game, Senua
Like,
arrives
this
in
is
10th century Iceland,
literally
on the trail of
unreal.
Vikings who have been enslaving her people.
Literally
In the story,
unreal.
We're trying to be as faithful to history as we can up to a point, establishing a solid framework and then building more surreal elements on top. Senua will face up to giants.
Oh,
who
sick,
have
that armor in the
plunged
back. You wanna
lands
give me
into
one?
chaos,
I'll use it for a
and which
costume,
in turn has
for one of my
seen the rise
skits.
of the Droiga, a violent threat that has swept through the settlements that she'll discover. Senua will make new enemies
brutal.
and also new allies who will come to see her unique perspective as a beacon of hope. And she'll discover along with us how this viewpoint can have its advantages.
Senua is a Celtic warrior who experiences psychosis, seeing things that other people don't, hearing voices, and having unique beliefs about the world around her. To bring Senua's perspective of the world to life in a truthful way, we have once again worked closely with Professor Paul Fletcher at the
Nice.
University of Cambridge, as well as people with lived experience of psychosis.
That's awesome. That was one of the cool parts, because you can dissect the mental health elements from the first game, and it was really, really cool. But it doesn't, you know, you can just enjoy the game if you don't really care about looking on that level.
That will push Senua to her limits.
Show combat. Show combat. Please.
On Saga, we've taken everything to the next level. With a new motion capture space, a bigger stage team, a stunt crew, and a new cast.
We spent a lot of time planning the motion capture shoots, thinking of what events would be good to bring into this fight. Like, how can we make this fight feel different from the previous fight?
There we
have
go.
All new combat for the sequel.
That's what I needed to hear.
One of our key goals was the ability to actually tell a story throughout it. It does feel very different from the first game, but it's very brutal and you're very invested in it.
Yeah, that is
Senua isn't a superhero.
claustrophobic,
She's
and the
fighting for
visuals
survival,
make it a
but
bit
we want the player to feel her
uncomfortable
struggle in
even.
every step of her journey. We want the player to always feel like they just scraped through, just survived it.
Mel knows Senua better than anyone, better than I do. Her instincts are amazing, and she really doesn't need much help from me. On stage, our main focus is storytelling. So I get to watch the actors and see all the beautiful expressions on their faces, and then I have to wait a little while, and then I get to see that all again, in-game, in costume, on location, everything.
And
It's a
when you're working
great
on a game like
experience,
Hellblade,
great
it's
process.
just
Every discipline
This
in
is
the studio
legendary. I'm sorry, I'm
unified in
gushing
achieving a
over it, but
deep
this
level
is
of immersion to help suspend your
like,
disbelief
we've heard
before you understand the
photorealism
story.
before. This is whatever. This is a
We
different
were
term.
lucky enough to do a few reference gathering trips in Iceland. You have to be there. The sense of scale, everything is incredible. And you see a scene or you see a small
my
section
God.
of the game and you're like, yeah, that works. That's amazing.
That's live action. Yeah, holy. That's like
Senua experiences reality differently, and a part of this manifests in the voices she hears. These voices come to life through binaural audio, which provides a good representation of this type of auditory hallucinations. As we focus in immersion, binaural audio is perfect for this because through headphones,
Can I get your voice?
you
Please?
surround yourself in a three-dimensional space. In the first game, we only applied to the voices that Senua listens in her head. In this game, through a spatial audio technology and some extra little things within the game, there is music that is binaural. Every single sound has the potential to be binaural, so everything is spatialized
That's awesome.
around you. And
I
it's
need
a
to upgrade
very
my
beautiful
headphones.
Experience.
What will we do to us?
Music is a strange language in the sense that it speaks to our emotions fast and deep. It's not only about quality, it's about personality. So when you listen to Hellblade, you know it's Hellblade.
He's my favorite guy that's spoken so
The
far.
music we
I
are working
love
with
this
Halo,
dude.
Which for me is a personal privilege because I really admire them. We feel their craft, their depth, their meaning in the music. It really connects with our game and elevates it to something really special. We are also working with a heavy metal singer, throat singers, and our very own Furies. They sing so beautiful, and we add that binaural touch of music. So this all creates a very immersive and a very special and unique experience.
I get why they didn't open with this
Our
now.
mission here at Ninja Theory is to craft life-changing art with game-changing tech. And that's our aim in
It is
Senua's Saga
game-changing.
Hellblade II, is to not only see where Senua goes next, but to deliver something really meaningful for our players.
My hope is that they will really connect to Senua as a character, and even if they can't really relate to what she's going through, maybe they know someone that relates to that character and they can then understand that person better.
Well, I don't want to sound cheesy, but in a way I'm Senua, right? She exists and doesn't. It exists through all of our work, through every ninja. So we all are Senua, and we are creating this character that grows and grows and grows and grows and keep growing and keep changing. So that makes it real.
I'm so
Is that Hellblade 3? You just confirmed Hellblade 3 gonna keep growing and growing and growing?
Saga Hellblade 2. Our hope is to not only create a game
What are you
that's
teasing?
great to play, but to craft
Quick,
an
somebody
experience
dig
that leaves you
deeper.
thinking
Look at the background.
and feeling. From our combat gameplay through to our action set pieces, from our cinematic scenes to our puzzle solving, everything is crafted in service of Senua's journey. A journey that you can embark on May 21st.
May 21st. Xbox Series X, PC, and Game Pass. Xbox makes incredible games. I don't know. Look, again, I am the farthest thing. That was a phenomenal... That was a really cool talk. I would have liked to see more. I forget, Baboons. Baboons, I would have liked to see more uncut gameplay as well. That's always, honestly, my bigger problems. Like, one thing that we used to get with, I feel like, older shows was they would... There you go! They had that surprise game! Square Enix. Nice. This isn't Pal.
Greetings, Xbox players. My name is
Pal
Masaru
World?
Oyamada,
Is this Pal World?
producer for the
Mana.
Mana series
Sorry.
here
My
at
bad.
Square Enix. 聖剣伝説 Visions of Mana の情報を Xbox ユーザーの皆さんにいち早くお伝え
I
できる
thought this was going to be Pal World. Yeah, I didn't know who that was developed by,
コンソールゲー
honestly.
ムとしては約17年ぶりとなる聖剣伝説シ
But
リー
this
ズの完全
is
新作
Mana.
聖剣伝説シリーズは1991年に
Secret of Mana,
タイトルとして誕生して以降
We seen gameplay of this, didn't we? At the Game Awards, I feel like.
個性豊かなキャラクターたち、心に響く楽曲の数々、武器の特性を生かして戦うアクション RPG としてこれまでに17作発売され長らく
Yeah, because I feel like I had brought this up during something, and I was like, Mana, there are other games? And people were like, yeah, there's a lot.
これまで培われてきた聖剣伝説としての世界をしっかり感じられるものを目指して鋭意制作中です。
But
フィールドでは自然や精霊とのつながりを感じられる色彩豊かな
Yeah,
聖剣
kind
伝
of
説の世界を体験してもらえる
this
と思
might
い
be a
ます。
terrible comparison because I'm not invested in this franchise, but it gives me, or either of them, but it gives me, what's that mobile game, that is really, really popular, fantasy mobile game. So I don't know because I don't play them. any gacha games. Not saying this is a gacha game, but Genshin Impact. Yes, thank you. Genshin Impact. Great Shadow Legend. No.
I am so happy to introduce
Dude, that is a
the
sick
newest
trench coat.
game in the Mana series to Xbox players. 初期の頃からシリーズ作品に登場しているモンスターたちは私が考案したものですが、中には小学生の頃すでにイメージができていたものもあります。今作では初めはドット絵からスタートしたモンスターたちをどのような形で最新化して聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナに落とし込むか、デザインの方向性からモデルの完成イメージまでを監修する立場でプロジェクトに参加しました。
It's cute. It's not my type of game, for sure.
聖剣伝説ファイナルファンタジー外伝を作っていた頃から
I appreciate it. Anybody else excited? Joey, you're excited for Pal World?
当時の技術で表現できるかにこだわって作ってきました。最新作では聖剣伝説のモンスターたちのただ可愛いだけではなく恐ろしさの部分も
Follow the white rabbit all the way to this guy. Real ones will get that reference. Guess I'm not real. I'm fake. Damarco dude.
これまで聖剣伝説シリーズには
Big fat
空を
phony.
旅する海を渡る手助けをしてくれる頼もしい仲間たちがいましたが、今作には広大なフィールド
It's really weird too. I have to say, it is really weird stuffing Hellblade between any other games. Like, what is it? You have Avowed, which has the visuals looked a lot better this time around, but it does still have remnants of that more cartoonish art style to it. Not any. I think what we saw in the teaser was definitely the early gameplay trailer of Avowed was definitely kind of that cartoon-like visual style. I didn't mind it. I actually liked the art style. I think all those players that were complaining, if they were not satisfied by that, then they're just not going to be pleased unless they got like super realistic style visuals. But obviously I am just projecting onto other people, so don't take me down at face value for that one. So it is weird though putting Hellblade, this hyper photorealistic, beyond photorealism, Unreal level visuals, and then stuffing it between Mana, this Mana game, Trials of Mana, and Avowed. Just, I don't know if anybody else. They really went for more realism towards it, which overall I think will serve the game better. Overall will serve the game better. And yes, Jonas, thank you for calling it out, but if you guys don't mind, consider dropping the old thumbs up. I appreciate that. It does help the stream get out to more people. I like the music. I will say, again, not 100% my type of game. No reason why it's not. It's an open world fantasy game. It has magic swords, action, you know.
今作はアクション RPG 聖剣伝説のアクション部分が強化されています。空中でのアクションがバトルの鍵となっており、
Like, it looks like, if I had to guess how the control scheme would be laid out, it looks like, you know, kind of easier combos. So it does look neat.
聖剣伝説シリーズではおなじみの精霊たちがいますが、その力を宿した武器を使うとバトルを手助けしてくれるようになります。精霊によっては様々な特性の違いがありますので、その効果とともに聖剣伝説の世界らしい不思議な力です。
Yeah, and you know what the other thing too is, I know that a big complaint is that Xbox players want more JRPGs to come to the platform. There you go, you're getting a JRPG. So, Xbox players, I hope you're happy. A little bit. It's hard to please gamers. Gamers are a hard crowd to please.
発売日を楽しみに待っていてください。私自身もプレイするのを楽しみ
Yeah,
に
it's mostly Mr. Matty. Mr. Matty's where I hear it all.
聖剣伝説シリーズとして初めて Xbox ユーザーの皆さんにお届けする
Mr.
本作聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナは今後も様々な情報をお届けして
I
いきますので
considered signing up for his like $50 a month Patreon tier where he gives you channel help once a month or something like that. I was looking at it going,
今から待ちきれません
maybe he could audit my content. That would be cool. Summer 2024. Again, that's a little bit admittedly disappointing. But overall, the asterisk there, important asterisk, is that I'd rather see a release window than a release date that doesn't get met. So they're going to go to Aura Untold now. Which, out of curiosity, I know, Jonas, you don't need to answer because I know your answer is yes, but how many people are Civilization fans? I genuinely do.
And welcome
I
to
love
Outside
it.
Games.
And
founded the studio in 2013
I'm actually
with
excited for
decades
this.
of
I saw
personal
some of the
experience
developer
building some
diaries.
of the most
It looks
beloved strategy games of all
very
time,
cool.
like Civilization 5.
Yeah, it's
We
Civ
came together
developers
to
too.
create something new and innovative in a genre we all love. Our History Untold is the
It's
game
like
we've dreamt of
combining
making.
Sim Cities with
Ara is an homage
Civilization.
to historical gamers, strategy gamers, 4X gamers. It features all the depth and gameplay fans of this genre love, where you'll explore the world, expand your nation, govern your people, and engage
That's
with
going to
your
make a
rivals
lot
on
of
the
people happy
international
too. I know
stage.
people
But
don't
it
like
isn't
it
just
because you
more of
don't
the
see
same.
the armies in
With
these
Ara,
games as
we
well.
wanted to challenge some of the preconceived notions about the genre.
I will buy this
push
game
it forward
probably.
in a modern, empowering, and truly compelling and approachable way.
For example, we have over 100 instruments on display in the office, which are all things that we purchased in order to add to the soundtrack and expand the game and make it really good. Hi, Dan. That's Dan. We started in his basement. It's
I
been an
really
amazing
hope that
process
was
to see from
not
concept to
scripted.
completion. We started small, building a robust
I
game
really
engine,
hope that was
questioning our
just
design
genuine. It looked
assumptions,
genuine.
and prototyping out features, rediscovering what made us fall in love with strategy games in the first place.
The end result is Ara, the historical grand strategy game that presents a living world where you can
Jeremy,
rule how
hey,
you
how's
want
it
to
going?
rule and chart your own path to becoming the most prestigious nation on the planet.
For Ara, we knew we needed deep systems with outcomes that encourage exploration and give players the power to experiment and make meaningful strategic choices while still having agency over their playstyle.
We
Just
also
played an
wanted to
axe?
explore more in different parts of history and give players from around the world the chance to see the game reflect their unique perspective and not just ours.
And finally, we knew that for players to feel the impact of their decisions, they would need to see their choices reflected in the game world itself, not just through numbers on a menu. One of the first differences you'll see when you dive into Ara is what we call the living world. It's a procedurally generated alternate Earth, bursting with life, an intuitive, authentic, and immersive space, a blank canvas for players to paint the society of their dreams.
The living world
Cool.
isn't just a map. It reflects the choices players make over the course
King,
of the game.
I did not know
They
that.
can see everything from the settling of the wilderness to cultural influence on architecture over time to the thousands of citizens living their lives and reacting to the changes.
Yeah, this is the
We
Sim
want
City
players to
part of
feel
it.
like they're truly occupying the world, leading their people as they thrive and grow. Core to the vision of Ara is our philosophy of rule how you want to rule. And no feature better exemplifies this than the prestige system.
Now you just need
Win a
Gandhi
game
so
of
you
Ara,
can have
players
the
will compete with their rivals to build the most influential, impressive, and important nation the world has ever known. This is measured by prestige, the player's score that proves their worth as a leader.
The prestige system gives players the chance to decide what kind of leader they want to be. Do they want to pursue great works of arts and culture? Military might.
It's cool that those battles exist as well. Oh shoot, they're going
Ara, there
into
are no set victory conditions. Players get to decide what is most important to them and focus and prioritize on those goals while still being able to win the game.
no
Personally,
victory conditions.
When I play Ara, I like to build triumphs. Triumphs are our collection of incredible monuments and architectural achievements from throughout human history. Like the Great Pyramid of Giza. They're hard to build, but worth it, giving huge prestige bonuses and game-changing abilities to the nation that constructs them.
Another
Gundam
aspect of Aura that I'm
Gandhi.
personally excited about is our crafting system.
Please put that in the game.
Offers a unique challenge to the player that they generally won't see often in the 4X genre. Succeeding at balancing, gathering the right things, turning them into the tools that you need, and then finally getting to the outcome.
Spieler,
or
yeah,
reward,
this is
something
cool.
Like an important improvement or triumph just changes the challenge that exists in Aura compared to other 4X games.
Crafting plays out in Aura at a national scale, with players honing and combining the natural resources they harvest into all manner of goods and components. Those are the foundation for everything, from international trade to improving their cities and citizens' lives, and even manufacturing the weapons necessary.
Yeah, you gotta
to craft
manage,
military
I think, your
units.
citizens'
The crafting
happiness
system in Aura encourages thoughtful,
as well.
advanced planning. It rewards players who can see the strategic outcome of all their collective decisions, and not just the individual ones.
I'm proud of the work that's gone into our simultaneous turn system.
I certainly hope so.
Many strategy games have players
The
alternate
barrier
taking
to entry
turns
for
and
all
reacting
these
to
games
their
is
opponent's
always
moves. In Aura, all players'
the
actions
UI
are resolved at the same time.
and
This rewards players' ability to
how
navigate
easy it is to
uncertainty,
learn,
to
because there is a
predict and
lot
strategically
of
plan
factors.
For a variety of scenarios in the moment.
So-
the system makes Aura just feel more real. In a typical strategy game, once your turn is finished, you have to wait for a long time. With simultaneous turns, generally speaking, those times are very low. You get to keep playing the game and stay engaged rather than having those periods of downtime where you're not doing anything.
So how do you
It's
know
not
what your
easy
opponents did?
sifting
Because that's
through all of
usually
history and picking
what
to
you
include.
wait for
Aura,
to
we
see.
wanted to offer a fresh perspective,
Isn't
so
it?
we looked at cultures and societies throughout the millennia with the broadest lens possible.
Where this approach
I'm not
really
seeing
shines
Gundam
is in
Gandhi.
our leaders. Leaders are so often
No
seen
Gundam
as
Gandhi.
military personnel or prominent government figures, but leaders come in so many different forms. They're thought leaders, scientific and cultural prodigies, and many more.
Each leader in Aura
Is he
has a
there?
number of special
I see
abilities
Julius Caesar.
determined by their personality traits, as well as a
I'm
powerful
looking.
and unique leader trait.
See
informed
Theodore
by their
Roosevelt.
Contributions to world history.
With a diverse global roster, we know players will find leaders that they will want to play.
Gundam
Even a few
Gandhi.
that may surprise them with how fun it is when those leaders are handed the reins of power.
That is a solid amount of leaders as well. Isn't Civ, it takes like a couple years of DLC before it's ready to reach that
priceless perspective from the people we're
level
making Aura for. You.
of characters in
Building
it.
the game alongside real players has given us that critical player feedback. In the end, we believe this makes for a deeper connection between the players and the game.
One of my favorite examples is when we first introduced the concept of dangerous wildlife to the game. It turns out, in our first iteration, it was maybe a little bit too aggressive or disruptive. We knew we should probably make a change when one of our insiders made a forum post that was just,
Cougars, cougars,
Cougars, I hate cougars!
someone get these feline demons away from me. I'm happy to report, based on more recent feedback, that I think we
That's
ended
funny.
up in a good place with the
Yeah, you know, I hate when I'm
overall
recording
front line
videos, dude, and I just gotta deal with the pack of cougars
It's
coming
been years of hard work to bring you a strategy experience like no other.
through my studio.
And we're so excited that we can finally see the finish line. We can't wait for players to get their hands on the game later this year.
But the launch of Aura is only the beginning. We're going to maintain our
No
insider
release
program
dates,
after
man.
the release date and continue to listen to players and support the game.
It's
into the
fine.
future.
It's just
On behalf of everyone at Oxide
sad.
Games, thank you for joining us today.
This looks cool.
We can't wait for you to play Aura and
I
create
will.
your own history.
Go Oxide. That is amazing. That looks really cool. They got 2 fall releases though now. They have Avowed and Aura, which is fine. People are going to be like, "Oh, you fall releases." Somewhere someone's going to say that, I'm guessing. But they're 2 completely different games. So you have, although I'm happy to see that all of you in chat seemingly are excited for that as well. Now, Machine Games. Yes, this is it. This is
Och välkommen till Uppsala, Sverige.
This is the
Här
one.
hos
This is the
Machine
one.
Games. We are really excited to finally be able to share our work on Indiana Jones.
Todd was in the
Since
intro,
the
real.
first film came out, Indiana Jones has always represented the ultimate adventure. Even today, it's one of the most iconic franchises in pop culture.
Are they gonna show the Dial of
In this
Destiny?
game,
Nope.
we aren't
Stop at the
just
trilogy.
playing as
None of the other
you
movies
are
happened.
Indiana Jones. You will see through his eyes and
Indiana
experience
Jones.
a journey that we hope lives up
love
to
it.
the proud legacy of Indiana Jones. When Todd Howard first told us about his vision for the game, we knew we would be a very good fit to help bring it to life.
So did he?
I've wanted to make an Indiana
Hey!
Jones game forever.
Hi, Todd!
I'd had this idea for what it would be like and the story, what Indy was going after.
Did you see that gameplay?
What period of his life it was
In the corner.
what kind of arc he was going to have. And as the years went on, I thought, who would be like the best studio in the world?
I saw such a
to make
nice
this?
post
And it
on
was my
Reddit
friends
the other
at
day
Machine Games.
that kind of
I can remember
explained
pitching Lucasfilm
that was
on the game
third-person
and being
gameplay right there.
a
So it
little
is
nervous because,
probably
look, it's,
maybe
you know,
both.
Indiana Jones, and their response was just overwhelmingly
Did he not have
positive,
socks
and
on?
just that excitement
Was he barefoot?
has bled through the whole project, and they have just been so trusting and supportive of everything that we want to do with the game. It's been a long time. I've been a fan of this my whole life.
Yeah,
and I
it's
couldn't be
the
more
best movie
excited
ever,
to
according
show
to
you
him.
What the team here has been up to. Let's take our first look at the new Indiana Jones game.
Let's go! Yes!
Let me tell you what you are missing, Dr. Jones. While you were playing your pointless game,
Harrison Ford?
I was playing you. You're wondering if maybe you should have built yourself a life of meaning instead of ending up here, dead and forgotten in the sense of Africa.
Hey! Indy! It looks very visually, it looks like a Machine Games game, if that makes sense. There's the first person. It's first person!
History. Just different ways to interpret the past.
Got his voice acting.
Thousands of years of humanity's thoughts and beliefs.
And that does sound like Harrison Ford.
Just waiting to be found.
Unless I'm forgetting what Harrison Ford sounded like when he was young. Which is possible.
Watch me.
Hey! There's your. I did not know how whip gameplay would look in first person, but that's cool. So they got stealth.
Mankind has built sites of great spiritual significance. If you were to draw a line through these ancient sites around the globe,
The Great Circle.
you get a perfectly aligned circle.
There's third person too. It is both. It literally is both. I also heard the Wilhelm scream.
I've had run-ins with these guys before. Trust me, it ain't a walk in the park.
Okay then, let's see if you can keep up.
What do you mean if I could keep up?
It looks so good. Oh, and the music, I love it. They're using the actual theme. It's amazing. Yeah, I get a little bit of Wolfenstein 1 jumping across planes.
Patron of the fallen angels. Protector of the
That's Troy Baker.
Chukulimani.
That's Troy Baker.
The Great Circle.
And the Great Circle. That is sick.
You have any idea how old that was?
Is it Troy? It sounded like him there, and then it didn't sound like him there.
Indiana Jones is such an iconic.
Oh, that
character,
looks
and he means
so
much to
good.
so many people. Everyone here at the studio has their own indie stories and memories. Most of us grew up with his adventures and have been fans
It looked
of the movies and
exactly
characters
how
for
I was
years.
hoping.
He's a
Exactly what I was
brilliant
hoping for.
archaeologist, He's a charismatic everyman. He's passionate.
I was worried
and
about the
determined.
whip gameplay in
And for
first
us,
person.
He's synonymous with adventure.
That looks
now we have the
good.
opportunity to tell a new Indiana Jones story for a modern gaming audience. Our game is all about putting you in Indy's shoes, letting you see and feel what he sees and feels. For us at Machine Games, we do that best through first person.
Yes.
It's the ideal perspective to bring you into the rich, exciting, and interactive world we've built.
You get
We
it.
believe that being up close and personal to the adventure is key, making each action feel like your own.
Whether it's cracking your whip, solving puzzles.
That, oh,
in
dude, you
ancient
could disarm the enemies with the whip. Did you
or
see that?
seeing
That was really
knuckles
cool.
bloody in a fist fight. All of these moments are much more intense in first person.
And
But we still want
first
you to have those
person
moments.
punching doesn't
Seeing his
always
iconic
look good,
silhouette with the
but that
hat,
does.
the whip. And so for things like cutscenes and environmental traversal, we pull the camera back for a third-person view.
All right, that's a clever way to do
Indiana
it.
Jones and the Great Circle is set between Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade.
Yep, that we knew.
When our game begins, Indiana is working at Marshall College. He wakes up in the middle of the night to the sounds of a break-in and rushes to confront the thief in the college museum. The mysterious giant of a man makes off with what seems to be a historically insignificant artifact, sparking Indiana's curiosity.
Who the hell are you?
Following the trail, Indiana heads to the Vatican, hoping to learn why this particular relic was stolen, and discovers that things aren't what they appear.
He starts pulling at the strings of a mystery.
Can we see
and
if
it
it's
all
open
unravels
world?
Until he has no choice but to see it
Or
through
if it's
to the
linear.
end, whatever the end.
I'm
may
fine
be.
with both. Actually, I would prefer if they did a like hubs.
Plane to Rome. Stop. Need help. Stop. Meet me in Vatican. Stop. Indy.
We always talk about how clever Indiana Jones is. That had to be one of our guiding principles when we were thinking about the type of game we were making.
And dude, their storytelling is phenomenal. That looked good for Liquid, which is hard to do in games.
The most authentic Indiana Jones experience we can make is the one that makes you think first.
Nice, I love it. You need to have
There
puzzles.
will be some obstacles that will be more easily overcome with the revolver or a gun taken from a disarmed guard. But I think most of the time you'll have more fun, and to be honest, a more genuine indie experience by finding more clever ways to solve a problem.
We always want to be offering more solutions, whether it's trying a different path through the environment to get around enemies,
Shadow looks good.
observing enemy
The lighting.
patrols and using them to your advantage, or using the tools at your disposal, like the whip.
It's like being a first-person Batman.
With action propelling you through your journey.
We have these really diverse environments for you to explore. Indy's journey will take him to the forgotten temples of Sukhothai, the pyramids of Egypt, the snow-peaked Himalayas, and beyond.
We look carefully at each location and the time period the game is set in, and we're trying to make it as authentic and accurate as possible.
We love creating rich, vibrant worlds, and in this game, we also had the goal of making it feel like a true cinematic Indiana Jones adventure.
You've definitely just from this
One of the biggest
succeeded.
ways to do that is with the music.
Yes!
John Williams is the original composer for the indie films, and we're really lucky to have found Gordy Hub, a composer who's been able to capture Williams' essence with his score for The Great Circle.
Nice. That's cool.
We also take a very
Because John
movie-like
Williams is
approach
legendary.
to
That's
things
big
like
shoes to fill.
cinematics. We're very physical with our production style. We use a lot of stunt actors. Things like this help us bridge the gap. We use a lot of stunt actors. Things like this help us bridge the gap between making a game and making a movie.
And of course, our characters do a lot to help bring the world to life.
Damn, that's intense.
Next to Indy, Gina is our other main protagonist. Where Indy is pursuing answers just for the sake of curiosity, Gina has a personal stake in getting to the bottom of the core mystery.
Gina is an investigative reporter who has a lot riding on this adventure.
Oh
She's
no,
been
Mary
tracking
Jane
Indy for
segments!
some time, and now she's found an ally in this determined American professor.
No, I'm just kidding.
Their paths are intertwined, and they'll need each other in order to get to the bottom of this mystery.
Okay then, let's see if you can keep up.
Fight. What do you mean if I can keep up?
We always love our villains and think we might have found our favorite one yet in Emmerich Voss. He's this intensely psychological man. He's obsessed with the human mind and manipulating it.
Okay, so he's like
highly
Death's Head
intelligent
before he
and
becomes
the
Death's Head.
perfect foil for Indy. They're both brilliant
That's
people,
cool.
compelled by their passions and obsessions, but driven down wildly different roads.
He creeps up on you and gets under your skin like he gets under Indy's skin. It's captivating.
That looks good. I know it's not like photorealism, but I like the visual style.
One of
A
our
lot.
models for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is adventure first. But in every indie adventure, there are always those moments where he finds himself in the action.
That's been one of those balancing acts for us, and we've ended up with this
Whip,
sort of
disarm,
hybrid experience
shoot
that
a guy.
mixes melee
That
combat,
looks sick.
stealth, and gunplay.
How you approach
first-person
any given
Batman
situation is up to
whipping
you.
guys. I was
You may
very
choose to
curious how that
sneak
would
around
look.
an enemy patrol, or maybe you'll just pick up a shovel and whack them on the back of their head.
Ooh!
And when you can't use your wits,
They took those
you got India's
Wolfenstein. Yeah,
most
they
iconic
took some Wolfenstein stuff out of
Just
it.
like you see in the movies, one of our goals has been to make the whip as fun and multi-purpose as possible. We want it integrated into every aspect of the game.
You can use it as a traversal tool to make your way around the environment. You can use it as a distraction.
It looks like they're going with a more linear style, which
Absolutely use it in
I
combat.
like.
Everything you'd expect from Indie's whip.
I like.
And hopefully a little bit more. Puzzles are a key feature in our game. The spirit of discovery is so important to Indiana Jones. Obviously, there are a handful of puzzles on the main path, but a lot of the puzzles are optional and are just there for the players who want to experience them.
Cool.
Epic traps, small secrets,
Nice.
and hidden puzzles that blend right in with their surroundings.
Oh.
One thing I love about our game is the level of interactivity that we have. We have this world of mystery where anything could potentially
One thing
hide
that
a
I love
secret.
about this game
The
is
more
that
you
it's
look,
made by Machine
the more you'll
Games.
discover.
I love this. This is incredible. This is like literally the coolest game. This is the coolest thing that I have seen from a game in a long time. And I'm not even going to pretend I'm the biggest indie fan in the world.
For our big reveal of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Machine Games is known for creating these roller coaster experiences with huge set pieces, surprising
Flippin'
twists,
epic.
and immersive narratives. It's exciting.
10
for us that
thumbs
we have
up.
been able to stay so true
20
to the
thumbs up.
Indiana Jones franchise and create such an authentic experience while still
Oh
being
my
able to showcase
God,
what
that was
makes
so
us
awesome.
us.
I was
We are making
so
a
curious
game
about the
for
first person
whether you
whip
are very
combat,
familiar with the franchise or
but
not.
that looked really
Because
good.
at the heart
Disarming
of
the
Indiana
enemies.
Jones is
I
an
wonder, they
incredible
did hint
adventure,
that you could
and I
whip and then
think
steal their
that's something
firearm and then use it.
everyone
I think
wants to
that's
be
kind of one of the things that one of the
I'm
guys
also
said.
very excited to announce that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle will be coming later this year, and we cannot wait to share more soon.
No, sooner. But I want it now. He didn't even say a season. They just said later the year. I like the way they're blending the two different like third and first person. I love that. I like that it's in first person. Damn, not even a window. Machine Games. You're teasing. You're teasing me. I miss Todd in the background. That's alright. Did he? I'll go back and try. Yep, that's because that's the end of it, so. Unless they got. Okay, they got their sizzle reel. Todd stealing the trinket. Where was that? That was. With this guy talking?
Immersive narratives.
Was it this guy?
Exciting for us that we have been able to stay so true to the Indiana Jones franchise.
I was too
and
busy
create such
ranting
an
about how much I
authentic
loved
experience
it.
while still being able to showcase what makes us us. We are making a game for everyone.
Was it
whether
here?
You are very familiar with the franchise or not.
I'm assuming it's
Because
that,
at the
right?
heart of
Because that's the
Indiana
idol
Jones
that
is
Indiana
an
Jones
incredible
steals in
adventure, and I think
the
that's
first movie,
something
Raiders of the Lost
everyone
Ark.
wants to be part of. I'm also very excited to announce that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle will be coming later
watching.
this year, and we cannot
Hey,
wait
there he is.
to share more soon.
That was fun. Dang, Xbox.
Children and game developers.
They're going through some spoofs. Okay,
Our
damn.
mission here at Ninja Theory is to craft life-changing art with game-changing tech.
Xbox, you have some really, really cool things coming out towards the end of the year. Well, yeah, most of them are towards the end of the year.
Like Avowed is anchored in the world we build.
They're gonna have.
You aren't just playing as
They're gonna have three fall/holiday season. If I had to give a guess, I would say that Indiana Jones will probably be around a December release. Indiana Jones probably December. Avowed probably November or even October. Aura Our History Untold, fall 2024. I don't, somewhere in there. And then we have one release date, summer. I don't know about Visions of Mana, sorry. But that was absolutely stellar. Xbox, you did a fantastic job. They have the ESO global reveal that I'm not going to cover because I am going to be running off to cover some Indiana Jones and some Avowed as well. I'm going to try to get both of those out. So that looked phenomenal. That every single thing shown off here looked absolutely exceptional. I love the diversity in games. If you guys are here, thank you all for joining me. We're not ending just yet. Just going to go through some quick thoughts very, very briefly. But I like the diversity of games that was shown off. I will have a hard time finding that anybody is going to give this showcase less than an A. Less than an A. Like when everybody's like, what did you think of it? A++. And honestly, Indiana Jones meets and exceeds every high expectation that I had for it. And it's high expectations because I love machine games and I think their games are highly underrated and that studio is underrated and Wolfenstein is amazing and everyone should go out and play it. And the first person moments genuinely did look like fantastic, like evolution of what Wolfenstein did and then some, because Wolfenstein 1, you kind of had some stealth gameplay, and Wolfenstein 2 had some stealth gameplay, but it was, you know, it was just kind of stereotypical, like you had your silenced pistol, pew, 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 take them out, right? This looked like you're going, you're sneaking around, you're creeping, you're using your whip, you're behind cover, so it looked a little bit better to me overall. And then on top of that, you have going all in with the fisticuffs, and I do like that they take out the camera for those moments. So overall, Indiana Jones, highlight of the show. Avowed, I really do love the visual improvements. Hellblade, we've seen. It was nice to see the developers talk about it, but it was nice to see the developers talk about it again, but we have seen it quite a bit, and just overall, I think Avowed has some really stellar visual improvements there. So nope, that is the beginning. So I'm happy to see that. Like, this looks really, really good. It looks like they took it from Unreal 4 to Unreal 5. Like, genuinely, the way that you see the lighting and the shadows cast over these rocks and such, I'm sure people will still think, oh, it looks cartoony. I think it looks really, really good. The facial animations look great. So I'm all in. I'm all in this project. I'm all in on all of them. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me here today. Really, really do appreciate it. Going to go cover. What else? Leave a thumbs up if you're hanging out. Please do. That was nice, short and sweet, directly from the devs. That's what I really appreciate about it as well. Perfect showcase, in my opinion. Short and sweet. Indeed, baboons. Cole, unfortunately, we do have to wait. Holy, yep. Now we have to wait. That did look sick. I know a lot of people wanted third person for indie, but I'm glad it was first. I'm partial towards first person. I think Machine Games excels at first person. I am surprised that it is first person because I anticipated that this would sort of be Microsoft's Microsoft's Uncharted, but they're not. They're not doing that, and I think that's ultimately a better decision. So super, super sick. And King Fanman, enjoy the ESO coverage, because I'm sure whatever ESO has planned is always, always cool. And I do like ESO, I just don't play it. People might hate it because there was no shadow drop like last year. Oh well, we knew that was coming. I think they even explicitly said no shadow drop was coming, so you cannot blame Microsoft at all, and if people hold it against it, then that's stupid. And also, like I said at the beginning of the stream, the fact that Hi-Fi Rush was shadow dropped and that they're not doing it every single year makes it more special. Like, if they tried to do it and just one-up it every single year, eventually you're going to hit a limit, and then you're going to disappoint people. So I'd rather have this low level of disappointment, right, where some people are going to be like, oh, this shadow drop, like, fine, they'll complain about it. But if you kept doing it, and then suddenly you didn't do it, then, understandably so, some people might kind of go, what the hell? If a shadow drop is a regular occurrence, is it really a shadow drop? Exactly. Because Jonas can always phrase everything much more concisely and well-spoken than I ever can. See you later, Sips. I'm going to run off and start making some content for all of you to enjoy, so keep an eye out for what is coming. I appreciate all of you being here. This is always a lot of fun doing these events. And, as always, I hope to see you dudes next time. So long, everybody, as I find the ending screen. There we go. Damn, that was a phenomenal show.
What is?
I know.
What
It's
is
like
your
documentary about it.
I love how you jumped in right as we're talking about that. Can you come on camera that way? That way the thing will sort itself out. Because
In my
there we
head,
go.
I was thinking. I bet Damarco said something about red in first person when he saw Indy. That's immediately